This program is underwritten in part by the TV12 subscribers and by the Beneficial Corporation, one of the world's largest consumer financial services companies.
Could I see myself in the White House? I think I could.
I mean, if you're ever going to be involved in politics, now would be the time. I mean, here we're literally rethinking everything.
It's a watershed year also in the sense that the American people will have had a two-term president, first time in a while, and a president with whom they had become very comfortable, established a very warm personal relationship with President Reagan, which means he's a very tough act to follow.
1988, we're going to see something entirely new and different, the charisma of substance, that some candidate's going to come along who is going to convince people that he's not going to try to be another Ronald Reagan, because you can't be, but he's going to come along and he is going to know so much about so many subjects and be thoroughly grounded in them and so confident of his control of the material that he's going to attract people. That may be a ridiculous notion.
This race in '88 is perhaps the most unpredictable race that we've had in this country, you know, in this century.
Presidential politics are being played in ballrooms like this one all across America, even though the primaries won't start until the winter and spring of 1988. In Iowa, Mississippi, New Hampshire, in all the crucial states, the players are showing up to be seen, to be heard, and to be tested. Two of the newest contenders getting national attention are neighbors outside of Wilmington, Delaware. One has been a Democratic senator for 14 years, was mentioned as the new generation presidential candidate in 1980 until Gary Hart moved into that position.
Hey, Frankie!
It's the last time I'm going to be on this stage, but it's not the last time I'm going to be on some stage, and we'll talk again.
The other, Delaware's governor for the two-term limit, has been organizing the grassroots of the Republican Party single-handedly for more than 5 years. Joseph R. Biden Jr. on the left, Pierre S. Dupont IV on the right. The questions: will they run for the nomination? Are they good enough to win? And what are their chances?
I have no doubt that you can be the kind of father I'd want to be and the kind of husband I want to be and be president. I do have some doubt about whether or not you could be the kind of father and husband I would want to be and run for president.
Joe Biden was born 43 years ago, the son of a Chevy salesman in a traditional Irish Catholic family. In 1972, when Biden challenged incumbent Senator J. Caleb Boggs, a political institution in Delaware, few thought the county councilman had a chance. Powered by battalions of student volunteers, with his mother, brother, and sister campaigning by his side, Biden beat Boggs by 1 percentage point and became a political sensation at the age of 29. Just 1 month later, his wife and daughter were killed in an automobile accident. With his 2 surviving sons recuperating in Wilmington, Biden began a daily commute to Washington, a routine he continues today. Joe Biden remarried in 1977, and a daughter was born 4 years later.
It wouldn't be fair for any of us if I essentially said by my actions that, well, Jill, you're going to be a single parent for the next 2.5 years. The dad's not going to be here to decide whether or not, help decide, for example, this weekend, there are 2 proms. Well, my sons want me to go down and help rent their tuxes with them. You know, what kind of tux do I get, Dad? Well, Dad should be around to do things like that.
I think we should handle this fellow straight up to the front.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Senator Biden is coming in.
Well, hi, you Bishop. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
My honor. Meet my son, Bo Biden.
Hello there, young man. How do you make it in?
I'm doing everything as if I were going to run. because one cannot make a decision that they're automatic, now I'm going to run, and not have done a significant amount of planning. The problem is that the opportunities are coming more rapidly than the decision-making process on the personal level is moving.
I think he wants to be president in sort of an abstract way. I mean, he wants to be president. I'm not sure he wants to go through what it takes to be president or what it requires afterwards to be president. I mean, you know, we were talking before, the commitment to family, not only to family, but to keeping a balance in his life. He's not a person who gets consumed by what he does. He's always known, whether he's in law school or high school or college, that there was more to life than what he was supposed to be doing. I mean, whether it's hanging out with friends, playing basketball, playing football, you know, whatever. And there's no proportion in running for president.
What's happened in the Democratic Party is, as a result of the defeat of Mondale, there has been a tendency to throw the baby out with the bathwater, get rid of the New Deal entirely, say the New Deal is dead.
We believe the Democratic Party has to become a good deal more fiscally responsible in order for us to be socially responsible.
Some people say that he's a different kind of Democrat. He is. He's the kind of Democrat that the party probably is going to be seeing more and more of. But he's in the first wave of these new Democrats.
When you look at his record, he is pretty much in the mainstream of post-Vietnam Democratic thought. I mean, he's been very cool to Reagan's foreign policy in Central America. He's been a very strong supporter of arms control. He's criticized the president on all those grounds. So he's pretty much right there. On domestic policy, there are more heresies. I mean, from the sort of traditional Democratic dogma. I mean, he was an opponent of busing early on, very strong. Tough line on crime. Perhaps more fiscally conservative than others.